see. Come on, man. What's up? There we go.
Yeah, say live.
I'm trying to get live on Instagram. Bam, there we go.
Hey.
We official. We lit. There we go. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? How you doing on this lovely Thursday? It's very cold. Very cold.
It's very cold in California.
Yes, it's very cold right now. Very cold. I don't enjoy it. Yes, we are very cold. When it's under 65 degrees, yes, it is cold here in California.
Did you just say 65?
Yes, I am from California. We get cold very easily out here. We're not accustomed to that cold weather. Cold weather conditions is not in our favor.
That is hysterical. Okay, I feel you. I'm cold at 30, but I feel you.
Ooh, I don't want no parts of that. Good luck. Good luck with that. I want no parts of that. What's going on, y'all? My name is Rafael Jemerson. This is Leveraging Your L's. I have my lovely co-host in the building, Tiara Bryant. What we do is we get on, we share tips about what's going on in the notary or how we do business, and hopefully share lessons to help you all avoid the same potholes, but that we weren't able to avoid. Help you avoid a few dents or two.
Listen, this is the podcast that lets you know, like, taking an L is literally the best thing you can do. It's going to teach you something. Like, remember we used to come on here excited to share our L's. Like, well, how are we going to help people learn today?
Definitely. Yeah, these are these lessons, man, I tell you. Otherwise, how's your week? How's everything been going?
Oh man, my week is going good. It's funny because I literally have, I guess, like a semi L to share, and I am excited. I'm excited to share my L with y'all. But you know why I'm excited? Because the lesson is so much greater. The lesson is so much greater. Yeah, I could care less about the L. The lesson is so much greater. So as most of y'all know, like, I'm doing my first event, like my first live event. And essentially it was like an idea that I was like, oh, I would love for like engaged couples to basically have ways to romanticize their wedding planning journeys. So much stress in planning goes into that time, and then you get to the day of, and then that's over in a blink of an eye, and then you're just like, wow. I've been waiting for this day, and I've done spent all of this time waiting, and now the day and everything is just gone. So just different ways for people to remember their journey when they're looking back, and not just memories from the wedding day. Yeah. And it's like, that's a really cool idea, but how are you going to, create that? And so I was like, let me do this mixology class. And I found 2 people to partner up with. I found a mixologist. I found a venue. We're all more or less bartering our services, and then, making it a ticketed event. So that's really great. But then you get to a place of like, how do you even put together an event? Yeah. What comes first? The tickets, the vendors, how are you going to market it and stuff like that? And I think just like running to the idea of what it was going to look like, I prematurely released the date. And now that I'm like in the mix of it, and I want it to be so much greater and better than what I could possibly put together in this limited amount of time, I'm like, I have to pull out. I have to pull back my date now so that I can make it better than what it was going to be if I just kept it at the same time. So that's like an L that I am. It's like, now I have to, again, pull my date back. You know what I mean? I have to get back, to the drawing board about how I'm going to approach, doing this event versus what I thought I was going to do even last week. Like, it's going to be completely different now. But the lesson is, 1, it's okay to fail, but 2, having strategic partnerships is so clutch because they understand the vision, they see it, they're still on board, and they're even more excited to do it this way than the way that we were previously going to do it. So I think having that buy-in from the people that you're partnering with is just, that's a lesson all by itself. But just understand that you can take things back and you can restructure it, especially if you want to do it in a better way. Like, that's okay. It might be an L to someone else, but it ain't to me. So that's really that's one of the lessons I learned. I was like, I'm so grateful. Grateful for partnerships, man.
And then too, there's nothing wrong for start from zero again.
Right.
It's like it's almost like you're getting a brand new start.
Yep. Yeah. Better, more experience than what you were about to do. Yeah.
And by chance, I mean not chance, but it's inevitable. You're going to end up moving. You're going to end up progressing quicker than you would have if you didn't take that lesson initially anyway.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So that's pretty much been my week. Just, rationalizing, like, do I postpone it? Do I try to, go with the plan that I already have? And I think in like conversations that I have and just getting a clearer picture of what I want to do and how I want to do it, I'm like, nah, I gotta pull back. So that's been my week, restructuring, how I'm approaching this and, what the next steps are.
Excited for what's to come.
Very
excited for when you launch it. My week, what's been going on? It's been an interesting week to say the least. Yeah. Very good week for business. Business has been going very good. Been mentioning over the last week or so that we were trying to get an increase in business in Florida. So especially for estate plan signing. So very excited for what's to come out that way. Getting back into this content creation thing again. I took a break for a good while. I didn't realize it. But yeah, just taking it day by day. Been doing these workshops, free classes on live. So I appreciate y'all that have been tuning in and getting value from it. Interesting. And back to on my grind of doing these workshops again. So we got a workshop coming up this Saturday. Well, we'll be talking about power of attorneys, how to notarize the documents, how to perform the signing, how to be better than in the area. So just getting excited for that as well. Got a big project that's in the works as well. So I've been working on that. Yes. I forgot how long it takes to do a funnel. Right. So I've been working on this funnel for like and I remember 2 years ago I was able to do it like in a day. I've been working on this funnel for like 3 weeks. So I'm very rusty. Very rusty to the least. Very rusty to say the least. Yeah, but I'm almost done with it. So once I'm almost done with this funnel, I'm getting ready to launch a project that I've been working on. Very excited for. Outside of that, again, sign. Dealing with notaries, dealing with some great notaries as well. Yeah, very interesting week. So let's talk about. Oh, you go ahead. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say no. That's fly. I love that. Yeah, let's get into it.
So let's talk about how to thrive in a down market. It's a very interesting topic. Her topic, by the way. When she brought it to me, I was like, "Ooh, this is a very interesting topic. I like this topic because I know, for most of us that came into this business, our focus was doing loan closings, and that's what we learned over the period of time, especially in the last year or so. I think rates are coming down, but for the most part, last couple of years hasn't been too much loan signing business to go around. So it's kind of a lot of folks off guard because you think when you first come into it, it's like you coming into a gold rush. You think it's never going to end. Your phone is never going to stop ringing.
Right.
And then in nature, it just will pull the rug from under you. Now you got to adjust. So what are some different ways that how we can get business during those slow seasons? If you don't mind, if you share, what are some tips that you would have for someone that's for marketing? Like what kind of marketing? What could they be doing in that season where it's slow, where they got to continue to stay consistent?
Yeah.
And stay after. What's some things that they can do?
Yeah, that's super dope because I think starting with marketing is good because I think that's what most people think that they should be doing in their slow season. And they're not wrong. There's other things you can be doing as well. But I think with marketing, the biggest thing is trying to figure out, like, are you getting for the last, whatever, in your last season or in your busy season, like, were you getting in front of the people you ideally wanted to work with, right? Is that happening? Is that not happening? If it is happening, what were you doing so that you made yourself more visible to your targeted audience, right? And if that's not happening, who is your target audience and who do you need to get in front of so that they can get your information? So, on a wedding side, when you think about marketing, you think about going to like the venue and getting on like their preferred list, like the same way that you think about as a notary, you're going to the whatever signing service, and then you're getting all the title agency, and you're getting on their like preferred notary list. So it's the same thing in officiating. That's like the big thing that everybody tells you to do. And yes, that's important. But I think the other places that you can really look for in terms of marketing is going to your county clerks, because they're the ones that are actually, dealing with the couples in terms of what they have to do for their marriage license. And so a lot of people, they'll join. They'll join. I just looked at that. They'll look at they'll go to the county clerk not realizing they need to have an officiant in their date to even apply for a marriage license, right? Most people don't know that. And that's why going to the county clerk is super important, because then you get that referral out. You know what I mean? Like they're sharing maybe like a list, and maybe the list contains, mostly males, and they want a female, and you the only female that's on that list. You never really know. And then on top of that, with the city clerk, it's the city, right? So if a county has 13 cities, those are 13 different places that you can market. And that's just in one county. Your state might have 20 counties. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it really breaks it down, even like further of a way to market. Strategic partnerships, we always say that, but like you want to build up like your vendor referrals. So you want to make sure that you're aligning your partnerships for people who are in the same price point as you.
Yeah.
Officiating, like it's a very being in a wedding space is just so funny, because it's so different from like notary. Notary, think of officiating as like, okay, there's like a quick little, $150. You don't have to fight with people for like a minimal price, the same with general notary work and stuff like that. Whereas we're in your wedding world, if you're officiating for 150, baby, you on the low end and you bringing us down. Like, you know what I mean? So it's different when you kind of transition into that, but you want to make sure that you're aligning yourself with vendors who are in the same price point as you. So if you're $1,000 vendor, then you need to be with other vendors who are $1,000 or more, because if you're with vendors who are charging $500 or less, when they send them your information, you at $1,000, they looking at you like, baby, you out of my budget. So it's super important to be with other vendors, find other vendors that are in the same price point as you or even higher, right? So that's another way of like thinking about your marketing. And then of course, how you show up on socials. When you look at all of the data that comes in from like Wedding Pro and The Knot and Zola and like all these other people who take in the data of our targeted audience, you'll see how important social media is to them, how important showcasing your personality is to them, and them seeing social proof and things like that. So if you are not big on social media, or you don't have anything, or you haven't updated in a while, that is something great to do during your off season. Come up with a plan of how you're going to produce your content. Look at all the content you got and put it out, because sometimes we be having a folder full of photos that's never seen a day of light. And so that's another very, powerful way to be marketing in the off season. So outside of reaching out to like your local county clerks, outside of making sure that your vendors are in alignment with your price point and showing up on socials, there's so many other ways that you could produce more business for yourself in the future during your slow season. But marketing is just one of them.
Yeah. That's a lot of great tips. That's a lot of great tips. I echo everything that you just said. I would also add to that, finding one thing that works for you. Instead of focusing, being master of one, not the master of many. Find that one thing that works for you. So if that's, if you're good at talking to people, communicating with people, networking with people, I would do a lot more in-person networking, and also social media networking as well. The notary community is actually a great community to be a part of. I definitely recommend networking with other notaries. I've had some great referrals from working with other notaries during seasons where it may have been I might have only had like 3 or 4 signings for that week. That extra signing that may have came in from which is a referral from a notary. Those definitely come in handy. Finding one thing that works, definitely thing I definitely recommend. I would also say have a stronger presence online. I talk to notaries often, and I find that they don't have websites. Most people that's going to call you is typically through Google. So if you don't have a website, you're doing yourself a disservice. I think that's pretty common knowledge that we all should know. I would say everything that you said, the key points I would focus on is finding one thing that works and then working with other notaries. in your area.
Yeah.
And trying to think what else. Yeah, keep it simple. Keep it simple is what I was saying. And also focus on.
I was gonna say even you said focus on what?
I would say focus on one service as well.
Oh, service, yeah.
Yeah, because one service makes it. I think it makes it easier. I think it makes your marketing easier when you have one channel that you focus on. So whether that's like, say, if we networking, or we're gonna focus on networking only. What's that one service that I'm really great at? So that's estate planning. That's all the focus on. That's what I'm totally focused on, is focusing on that one specific market. So if I'm talking to attorneys, I'm looking for. I need to tailor my messaging. I need to tailor my messaging in a way that effectively for our services that we could provide to the attorney, to the law firm, and then that's how we can. Can you hear me? Can you see me good? Hear me good?
Yeah, you like froze for like 2 seconds.
I don't know what's going on. Wi-Fi being janky on me. Why were we giving this game? Oh, kick her out. Uh-oh. Are we still on? Are we still on? Yes, we are. Hold on, y'all. It kicked you out?
Yeah. All right.
Come on, Zuckerberg. What we doing?
Right. Like, what's going on? Nah, it's too much game being given, so I just had to interrupt the feed a little bit.
Facts. And then as far as, what?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's true, but I would say the other thing again with like working with, other notaries or just your peers, that price point thing. It's funny because I had got a call the other day from an officiant, and she had essentially double booked herself, and she was looking for someone, and she liked the way that I showed up online. And so she called me, but our price point was so vastly different that she was like, yeah, like I quoted her something way lower than, where you're at. So, sometimes you'll have those situations too, where again, maybe you working with another notary and the notary is like, yeah, I quoted them $50, but then, you will quote them $150. So sometimes you gotta, be equally yoked with who it is that you are like partnering up with.
That's a fact. See, looking at these comments.
Right.
Saying I want to focus on estate planning, but get fear of missing out on loan signings.
Listen, whatever is popping for you in your area, if loan signings is popping, then, definitely let that be your focus. But you can absolutely follow up with estate planning. Like that can just be a whole nother, secondary like lane for you. Cause I feel like the rhythm of how loan signings go up and down, estate planning is way more consistent once you start to link yourself with the right people. So like estate planning is not based on whether interest rates are high or low or what the, government is doing, or, you know what I mean? It's not really like that. It's like, if anything, when the government start acting crazy, I feel like more estate plans, more appointments start to come in. So it's more of a benefit. But again, like depending on, like what area you're in and like where you're focusing on, if you're around a whole bunch of senior care facilities, hospitals, estate planning attorneys, like, you really get in where you fit in. But wherever you plant your seeds, that's where your business is going to grow.
Yeah. And that's why I like working in that niche, because it's consistent business. Mm-hmm. And then along with that, what comes under that from that one particular niche, I was touching on the other day, like power of attorneys, wills, amendments. All of those are consistent business that you're going to get, and regardless of any market condition, because at some point, most of our family members are going to be dealing with something where they may need a power of attorney notarized, a will, or even an estate plan. notarized. So yeah, you want to provide services that's consistent all throughout, and like I said, try to avoid those services where, like I said, it's not avoidable, but where they're cyclical, where when it's going good, it's going good, but when it's going bad, where it's sparse, where it's not as far and few in between, you got to focus on other ways to generate income. So that's the but that's the beauty. But that's the beauty of it being in a market like this as well, because it forces you to be creative.
Facts.
Forces you to be creative. Got to think outside the box. You can't do the norm, right? You can't do what is the typical. You got to have different ways to stand out. Got to be able to provide value in other ways that your peers or your competitors are not doing. So,
and that segues into, or that's really another thing that you can be doing during slow season, right? So a way that you can keep busy, a way that you can thrive in slow season is starting to figure out what are your unique, offerings. Where can you be creative in the way that you market, or who it is that you want to work with? How can you strategically start to put yourself in front of them more and really start to like flush, you know what I'm saying? Like flush that out, because it is a slow season. So you're not running around to appointments and then like having your, your thought time or your brain dump time interrupted. You can have time to actually focus on, okay, I want to get more in front of these type of people. All right, how am I going to be able to do that? And like you said, just being more creative in a way that you do it. That's something that you really could optimize your slow season and figure out for yourself.
Excuse me. And then on top of that, learning new skills. This is something that I've been trying to do. It's in times like this is where you want to take time to invest your time in learning new skills. So whether that's email marketing, getting better at copywriting, something that I've been working on. Copywriting was such a challenge for me. But one weekend I just spent that time just going through YouTube University on copywriting, and it's helped me. It's helped me in my ability to be more confident in my ability to send out emails, because that's just a new skill that I just learned.
Yeah.
So learning how to like copyright, sending emails, even practicing cold calling. And that's something that I did the other day. That's something I'm very inconsistent with. I'm getting some coaching with that, so I'm in the process of getting consistent with getting back cold calling. So, but yeah, just being creative, learning new skills. I would say that's something that you should also do in a down market, because once you come out of this market and we start to see a bull run, that's going to make you even better in that run as well. So, learning new skills.
I love that. It's funny because I feel like that's what I'm doing right now. I feel like with putting together this event and now looking to have like sponsors or vendors there, now I need to learn how to do a sponsorship pitch. Like now I need to learn like how to reach out to vendors and, convince them of the benefits of volunteering their time, their services, their products to this event that I thought of in my head. You know what I mean? Like that's a whole like skill for real, especially because, in the long run, you always think about how you want to add on to your business, or maybe what you're doing right now is not something you want to do for the rest of your life. I don't know if I want to always give up my weekends and be in front of 150 people I don't know for the rest of my life, right? But now I'm learning a new skill as far as, again, asking other companies, collaborating with other companies, and getting their products or their services or their goods, again, for free, right? And so I don't know, maybe I might transition into, hosting events for engaged couples, and that might be, something that I can move into. But I'm learning the skills now of how to minimize my costs for every event that I want to have in the future. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to look at that, like, again, in your slow season, learn this new skill. It may not be something that I'm going to capitalize off in 2024, but in 2025, I may have 4 events where I'm, again, making a profit, and I'm bringing down what the cost of the event is going to be because I've learned how to convince people that my event is beneficial to them.
Yes.
So we all know it might be a pivot coming on, but, and it's funny because I was inspired by this bridal show. My first bridal show I ever did was called Bridal Wars. And I love the uniqueness of it because it's basically bachelorette style games that are hosted by the vendors. love that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's so creative and clever. You're still within your, your niche of weddings. You find a way to attract and like create your own, it's like its own lead generator. And then on top of that, now you're making your money on the back end as a middle person, because now vendors are paying me to get in front of their targeted audience. And I'm just structuring it. You know what I'm saying? On the back end, I'm not the one playing the games, or, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing these things. I'm walking around like, all right, you got all your stuff. You got, you know what I mean? So I think that I love that part, and it's still like in the wedding space. And I was like, I can see myself transitioning to like, maybe more hosting events and stuff like that, and not taking on like as many weddings, because all of the amazing things that come with wedding is still time consuming, and I got to be there in a way that's, performative.
Yeah.
So I love that.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
I think that's all. I think that's all we have for the folks for today. I don't know what much more we can add. It's not like you left anything out.
I would say the only other thing I would mention is, like we were saying before, using a slow season to clean up your systems. How whatever that looks like for you, whatever you're currently using. If there's a better way to use it, if it has new features, like Calendly is is a company that always has new features coming out that kind of make things easier for you. So if you already have systems that you're using that works, if they have new features, see how they see how implementing them will help your business. If you want to add something like a new system, if you've noticed that there was a breakdown, you know what I'm saying, for stuff that you were doing previously, and now you have some time to actually like figure out that kink, take that time to figure it out. You know what I mean? That is the time to do it. Like, don't let your slow season be like depressing because you're not getting as many, you know what I mean, as you was when it was like fast paced. This is the time to really like slow down and like build and be proactive, so that when it does pick up again, you're running smoother than you did last year.
Check those links too, because I've had to check mine recently and find out they weren't, the errors keep coming out. That's, you wonder why you're not getting any new bookings. It's not the client. It's your fault. It's your fault for the most part.
And they ain't gonna tell you. They just gonna click off.
Yeah, man, that's the easy way to lose business. Recap. That's great. But I would say focus on one thing. Yeah. Who's your dream client? Focus on dream client. Find out where they hang out at. Find out where they're congregating. Find out where they are online. Look for them. Get in that community. Find that one channel. So whether that's emailing, whether that's social media, whether that's cold calling, whether that's networking, find what you're great at. And double down on that one thing until you're successful, and know who's your ideal client. Know who's the ideal person that you want to work with. So that's one thing, one channel, and one service that you provide, and one person who you want to work with. And in any market condition, you will see success. I guarantee it.
Agree.
So I want to scale my business to 300 to 500 a day. Signings or income?
I would say, well, yeah. What do you do? What's your business?
So I got over 100 reviews, website booking system, everything is intact.
That's good.
I wonder if you're talking about 300 signings, or how much a day?
I think he's saying 300. Yeah, 300 to 500 a day from signings. I'm assuming. And you in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, it's very doable, especially Los Angeles. LA County is a huge county. We do a lot of business down there. So I'm not really a fan of long signings. Yeah, not a lot of people are.
I am the anti-loan signing advocate.
There's not too many people that like it. I prefer it to work. I think a lot of
people prefer that.
It's the most consistent. It's the most consistent. It's the most consistent out of any service that you can provide. Yes, a lot of people that feel that way. Before we head out, we gotta do our shameless plug. What you got coming up, T?
Yes, we have our February wedding officiant social. I honestly cannot remember what day it is at the top of my head. I think it's the 22nd. Let me just look real quick. Is that a Thursday? Absolutely. The 22nd of February is our February What an Efficient social. Our Facebook group is growing. We love to see it. So definitely check us out there. The Stand Store is right underneath if you're looking for any type of resources to help you with your craft. But it's funny because one thing that people are starting to ask for again is like workshops and classes. A lot of the questions in the Facebook group are very, stuff that we used to teach about before. So I'm contemplating me and Norm bringing classes back for people who really want it. Because the Facebook group is great, but it's the same information. It's not conversational. So yeah, I think we're gonna bring it back, but people gotta act right. Listen.
Y'all think she should bring it back? Leave a comment, y'all. Come on, y'all. Let's get. Do we think she need? Do we know she needs to come back? Not think. We know she needs to come back. Come on, y'all.
Yes, we'll see. But how about you? What you got going on?
Isn't this wedding season? I mean to cut y'all. I just want to ask: isn't this wedding season is here, or is it approaching?
So right now, this is engagement season. This is what we consider our slow season. This is heavy marketing season, but this is when people are actually getting engaged and like just getting super excited. So it's an education season. You do a lot of educating now, but like wedding season starts May. From May to October is like when weddings are in full effect. It's every weekend, and the boom gets booming.
So we got about 4 months. So if we got some officiants that's sitting on the fence,
right,
that would be a good time. You got to give yourself a 4-month window. I'm pretty sure it doesn't take that long to book your first wedding, right?
No, it just depends on if you're going for it or not. You gotta get yourself out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just have to remind people, all you got to do is just get. You just got to get what's it called? You got to get ordained, right? As soon as you get ordained, then boom, you can start. You can in 30 days, you can start your officiating business.
Absolutely, yeah. Love it.
Come on, bring the class back. The people need it. The people need it.
They need to do something with the information. That's what I need them to do. Is something with the information.
True. Got to take action.
Yes.
You definitely have to take action. Yeah, the information doesn't work if you're not able to apply it and be willing to fail.
Yep.
It comes with it, but you're gonna, but if you can get past it, it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Good feeling. What we got coming up? We got a couple of things coming up. Very excited for what's to come this week. First off, I am looking for notaries to add to our network. So if you are a notary watching this, if you have not joined the Stamper Signings Network, please join our network. I have a great list of notaries, but there are some times I have to go to the directories, and I want to avoid directories at all costs. So if you can help me out, out there, if you're a notary and you're not a part of the Stamper Signings Network, please join our network. Please send me an email. I would love to have you join us. Save me from having to go to directories. Please. I'm begging you. Please help me. All right. And then we have this Saturday, we have the Power of Attorney 101 workshop. We're going to be going over how to complete power of attorneys. We'll be going over who to target for the specific service and how you can turn this into, actually, this is a niche service that you can add to your business. So love doing power of attorneys. This is especially the season 2 where you're going to see a lot of this business coming in as well. So that will be this Saturday. Make sure you sign up and register. And then next week on the 31st, we have another workshop with my guy Irv. That is how to unlock your competitive advantage in 2024. A big part of how to thrive in these markets is having a competitive advantage. So, for example, like here, she's a wedding officiant. Her competitive advantage over most notaries is that she is a master wedding officiant. She's done more officiating events than any other officiator in the officiant in her area. She can't. No, you say you don't do destination weddings. I'm right.
No, not yet. Maybe we'll never know. The bingo card is open, but yeah.
But to say the least, she's a master of what her do. Does give her a competitive advantage over other officiants, and she has a social proof, right, as well. If you go to her page, she has plenty of content. You can see she's performed many weddings. So that's what you need to find your competitive advantage in this market. Make sure you hit the link in the bio. We will be having that workshop next Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. So make sure you're in the building. You know? Make sure you're in the building. Share this with a friend or two. A notary. Appreciate y'all for tuning in today. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And until next week, y'all, make sure you go apply the information we told you. All right.
Love to see it.
Peace out, y'all. Love you. Peace.
Bye, y'all.